All right. Now, the first speakers had a little more leeway with time because there were a few speakers that weren't able to attend. But we need to ask everyone now for 20 minutes, and then there will be time for questions. Okay? If you want questions, if you don't want questions, you can go for 25. It's up to you. Okay? Alrighty. So, the next person we have is Ugo Chijiutomi, and she's going to talk to us on Unleash the Eagle Within You. So, let's get ready to fly.
How is everyone feeling today? Okay, I'm gonna stand here. I'm gonna have a balance between Carissa's energy and the last speaker's energy. So it's gonna be a bit of a balance. So I want everyone to go the biggest shout ever. So 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, and then we're back to feeling cool. And so, before I started, obviously a few of you saw me going panicking. Oh, shit, my slides are not working. Oh gosh, how can I speak without slides? And then I saw Carissa just went like a champ that she was, and like, don't worry, you don't need slides, but yeah, we've got something up here. And my talk is very personal, extremely personal. It's going to be a story, but it's also here to challenge all of you to actually begin to unleash the eagle within you. Now, what does this mean? It's supposed to be unleash the eagle, but hey, it's not. It's literally not playing, but it's called Unleash the Eagle Within You. And that's Ugo here, and I'm also known as the eagle, okay? And when I started this talk, my fear was people will think I'm talking about an animal, or your spirit animal, or I'm trying to say, unleash, the eagle, whoever thinks they're an eagle, but it's a different type of eagle I'm here to talk about. I'm actually talking about every one of you here, because it's only an eagle that comes all the way from different walks of life and saying, you know what, I'm here to actually create something. So the eagle I'm talking about is the power within you, the strength, the courage, the purpose to chase down your dreams, your desire, and your ambition, to see past where you are. And I know we're all doing great things, but I want us to see that greater level that you all can attain and that we all can attain. So that's what I want us to leave here today. So I'm going to be sharing some mentality, and what I want out of this, and you always, as a coach or CEO or whatever you call yourself, you always have a goal for everything you want to achieve. So my purpose today is to make sure that every time you go out, you have at the back of your mind, I'm an eagle, and as an eagle, I'm here to dominate, I'm here to soar, and I'm here to be the best that I can. So how did this eagle start? I started off a couple of years ago, in fact, about three years ago. I was in my darkest moment. I couldn't see anything good about myself. I literally thought I was worthless. I literally thought I didn't matter and I wasn't here on purpose. And suddenly something started to happen. I was literally praying to stay alive. I was depressed, suicidal, all what. Just think about it. It was really bad for me. And it started because after so many years, I did everything just to feel that this is my purpose to be here. But every time I did something, I never felt fulfilled. I was trying to satisfy every person in my life, my parents, my husband, my children. It was like I was serving other people without serving me. Does everyone know what that feeling? And one day, I found myself going for a run, going for a walk. I live by the Thames, and I found myself asking a question. And that's where this all started. And I want you to keep these questions in mind. The first question was, who am I? And that question puzzled me because I couldn't figure out who I was. I knew I was a mother, I knew I was a wife, I knew I was this, I knew my name, but who was this person here? And that's where the whole search began. And the second question was, what am I? There must be more to me. Surely there must be more to my existence. And the last question was, why am I here? And every time I set out to do anything, even here, I think about the why. And the why is the reason that I'm here. As I continued that question, and I want you to all keep that question in mind, something began to happen within me. I started to hear this little voice say, "You're an eagle." And I thought, that's crazy now. What do you mean I'm an eagle? I'm a human, not an eagle. And the tears were rolling, by the way. This is a day I was literally, everything was set. I had my final moment. I was going to write a letter to my families and say, you know what, I couldn't stay any longer. I didn't find what I was here for. And that night, as I was writing this letter, the goodbye letters to everyone, I kept on hearing, you're an eagle. And your purpose is to go set other eagles free so they know they're eagles. And you see, that statement got me jigged. I started to think, what is an eagle? Guys, to the biggest surprise, I found out that my name meant eagle. Yes, that's what Ugo is.
Wow.
So Ugo is a bird in Africa, Nigeria, where I'm from, descent. And this bird is called an eagle. And so I went in search for what this eagle meant. And I started to say, you know what? This is my purpose. My purpose on earth is to make sure that every one of us begins to soar as an eagle. And so I dug deep, and I started to research what are these qualities that I'm going to instill in everyone, that I'm going to remind everyone everywhere I go to remember that you're not a chicken, you're not a sparrow, you're not any kind of bird, but you're an eagle. And so let's go into it. I'm going to share. First of all, this is what I started to see. I started to study that the eagle was unique. It wasn't like every other bird that flew. It had a definite purpose. It knew why it was here. And so I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to get out there to everyone, to realize that you're not just like any other person. You're here to be different. And so we went in search. I realized that if this eagle that I've been told that I'm likened to has all this, then what do we as humans have? What is the human, how the human beings have a lot more potential than the eagle. And I dived deep into the three parts of us. I realized that we're a body, as we know, but we're actually a spirit living in a body, and we're a soul. In my research, I found that the human body, when the scientists did a calculation, they said it was worth over 12 million pounds. That is just your human body worth, if they had to put a figure to it. So in my thinking, I started to realize, hold on a minute, if the physical body that I can see and that we can all see is worth this much, how much is the part of us that we can't see? And that's the eagle part of you, the part that you can't see, the part that lives inside of you, the part that says, come on, let's do it. That part is limitless. And so that is what I want to do, to unlock your inner potential, to focus on the inner part of you, the part that already knows about your existence before you were here, the part that's going to take you to the next journey, the part that is going to guarantee you your success. That is the part I want to unite you all with. So in order to unite you with that, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 powerful traits that I want you to embody, because that's what I've embodied. I was never always like this. that was far from this. I was a weak, I had all sorts of feelings about myself. One was I wasn't good enough, I didn't love myself, until every day I wake up in the morning, I don't stand up as Ugo, the mom, the sister, the wife. I make sure that I'm standing as Ugo the eagle. The first trait, and I want you guys to write this down, the eagle is fearless. And please do not assume that I'm saying be fearless by not actually feeling the fear. It is to feel the fear and go for it anyway. What the eagle does is the eagle doesn't get stopped by the challenges it sees. The eagle sees the challenge and says, you know what, I want this. How many times as even coaches, as entrepreneurs, as leaders, have we felt, maybe this is not for me. Maybe this is too much for me. But the eagle in you is not meant to think like that. The eagle in you is to say, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to get there. That's not my business. I'm not here to figure out the how, but I want it anyway. Yeah. Yes, yes. And not to play small. A lot of us, especially at my gender, we learn to play small, or maybe not me, I'd wait. But the eagle doesn't think that way. So I want you to embody the fearlessness of the eagle, to see that which you want and go for it head on. The second, and this is what the eagle does, it sees its prey from the highest power. Look at how strong those predators are. It goes for it anyway. Regardless of the strength of its opponent, it will take it down. And that's the mentality and the embodiment that I want you all to have when you leave this place today. The second is tenacity. That is it. The power to be tenacious. Achievers are not afraid of challenges. I loved when Carissa came here and was going, blah, blah, blah. And that is it. It is to wake up feeling that power, that energy. Remember I said that the part I'm talking about is the part you can't see? That part is tenacious. That part is the part that's driving you, but you can't see it. But you've got to lean into that part of you to know that, you know what? There's no no when I'm there. It's always a yes. How many yeses am I getting today? Yes! The next part, and there you go. That's what it looks like. It takes its prey down with tenacity and strength, with the courage that every one of you have, and I'm here to fire it up for you. High flyers. The eagle flies at the highest altitude, the highest. When every other bird is just hovering at the level that you can see, it's soaring to the highest level. It's careless. It's careless if there's any other person there. It's not there to negotiate. How many of us keep negotiating our worth? Right? And then a client calls you and say, oh, I can't pay this. And you'll be like, okay, what can I pay? No. That's not for you, right? No. So we're all high flyers. So as an eagle that you all are, is to remember that you're here to fly high, to the highest altitude, that there is no limit except you place one on yourself. The next, and this is how high it goes. When the eagle is up in the air, it doesn't see any other bird but an eagle. So if you're seeing too many flocks, if you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling energy zapped, then guess what? You are flying too low, right? Yeah. Because energy only fires up another energy, right? Yeah. Only positive. The next level, the eagle dominates the land, the air, and the sea. This was amazing for me. Because one of the things that I'm guided by, I don't know if any of you are Christians here, but I'm a Christian by background. And one of the key things is it says, you've been created to dominate. Go out and dominate. And when you think about domination, a lot of us have a certain place that we map out. But if we think about it from an eagle perspective, we got the whole territory. We've got the land, we've got the air, we've got the sea. How many of us have got creativities that's just beyond our dreams, right? We're not talking about things that just, okay, everyone is trying to achieve. We're talking about things that we are creating because we are creators. We are creators. You see, recently I started to say this to everyone. I said, I'm not in competition with anybody. Because creators do not compete with people. I don't need to compete with anyone. I'm a creator. So and that's one thing, let's get rid of that competitive mentality. Because if you're a creator, there's so much abundance in the air, in the land, and in the sea that is meant for you. Because that's your birthright. Okay? The fifth one is, it's obviously saying, eagles never eat dead meat. And I love this one because when I started to embody this, it was hard for me. You know when people come to you and they'll be like, oh, Ugo, do you remember 5 years ago when you used to do this? I'll be like, I don't remember. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? You think you've arrived now? I'm like, no, that's not me anymore. You've come to the wrong house, right? And I saw this page where someone's trying to rob you, but they're reminding you of your past, and you're like, I don't live there anymore. And that's what it means. The dead meat is when we fester in the past, on the negative, sitting down with people who are not empowering us, sitting down with people who are not pulling us higher. And I've got an assignment for every one of you, and I think Carissa said that in the last statement, but this is a key one. Always look out for a particular friend, family member, whoever it is, that calls you, and after they've left, you're feeling drained. Wait, does everyone understand that feeling? Please get them out of your life because you can't go. They're baggages. As an eagle, you cannot fly with weights on. You love them. They're your family, I know. But you've got to understand that the assignment that every one of us have placed on our lives, we can't afford to waste a minute with dead meats. We only eat fresh stuff, guys. So if it's weighing you down, if it's not healthy enough, if you're engaging in it and it's sapping your energy, then remember as an eagle, I haven't got time for this. And they say, you know what? I've got to call you back. And they'll get used to it. I promise you. After a while, don't bother calling Ugo on this. She's not got time. Who gets it? Who gets it, right? We've got an assignment, guys. As eagles, we cannot afford to stay back and fester on dead stuff. The next part, there you go. That's an eagle going for a big whale in the sea. It takes only fresh meat. Vitality. The eagle possesses vitality. I liked when, again, I kept recommend and going back, and that's how I speak. I would always acknowledge my speakers before me. But I liked when Carissa said, health is wealth. And a lot of it is we need to look after ourselves. We need to look after our bodies because our assignment is dependent on our vitality. Our assignment is dependent on how we take care of this vessel. And that is a key thing. Whatever you're doing that isn't adding to you and your vitality and your growth as a human being, then you are wasting time. And again, time is precious. Time is all we have because we are here at a season, right? None of us are going to spend another 100, I don't know, but we're not spending all our lives here. We're all here at a particular season, so we've got to look after this vessel. So making sure that we're looking after a vessel, making sure that vitality is on our top list. And number 7, that's how much the eagle can dominate. And number 7, I love this. Vision. My people perish because what? They haven't got vision. And one of the key things is the eagle sees far beyond every other bird. It spots its focus and it doesn't move its eyes away from that focus until it takes it down. How many of us here have got big visions? I want to see everyone's hands. And guess what? As an eagle, your purpose is to stay on that vision. Your purpose is to stay on that vision. Do not move your eyes to the left or to the right, but to stay focused. Yes, time may tally. Yes, it will take time. But I guarantee you, as an eagle, you will get there. And so, that's how high the eagle sees. It sees far beyond any kilometers. It sees over 5 kilometers, more than every bird. And it stays on its vision. It stays on its prey. So what are you today? That's the key question. Not what anyone else said about you, but what do you think you are? You are greatness. You possess the biggest power. But it's only you that can create that self-identity that you have. Nobody else. I had to learn it the hard way. I had to recreate my identity, and I started to sit on it. And everyone asks me, who are you? And I say, my name is Ugo, and I'm the eagle, your chief encouraging officer, and I'm here to challenge you to be all eagles. So change your identity, knowing that you carry far more greatness than you can ever consume in this lifetime. Understanding that your self-worth and your why is tied to your purpose. Understanding that every time you stand up on a stage, there are generations standing behind you, that you're only creating a legacy, not for you now, but for the 3-4 generations behind you. Understanding that your mindset and the structure of your mind is so important in order to begin to be an eagle that I challenge all of you to be. And understanding, finally, that you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. And understanding that only you have the power to unlock the mind where all of it resides. On that note, I challenge you all to rebirth the new you as I welcome every single one of you as eagles. And thank you very much for today.
Thank you so much. We have time for one question.
Okay, I'll ask. So, you laid out these 7 traits, which are fantastic. And I think, logically, I can look at these. But also being human. Some days maybe I don't feel fearless. Some days I don't feel tenacious. So if you're calling yourself getting out of these traits, what is the tool that you have to help somebody get back and get connected with their eagle?
I love that because when Carissa said to say flow, I'm always with the flow and the alignment. Some days I don't feel like an eagle, and it's okay. But that doesn't change who I am. Remember the key question? Who are you? Once you have that in the back of your mind, you know it's going to pass. You know today is, I'm not feeling the best, but it doesn't change your self-identity that you've recreated, the new birth that you've given into this eagle. So an eagle is who you are, regardless. You go with the flow. I never stress because I know that, yes, today might not be so high energy, but tomorrow I'm back in it. So knowing fully well that this is what life is about, and to go with the flow, understand the cycle, and just be in alignment with your body, your spirit, and your soul.